For 2,000 years, the enemies of Christ have certainly tried their best. But think about it. The church survived and even flourished centuries of terrible persecution during the days of the Roman Empire. The church survived barbarian invasions. The church survived wave after wave of jihads. The church survived the age of revolution. The church survived Nazism and communism. And in the power of the resurrection, the church will survive the hatred of Hollywood, the malice of the media, the mendacious wickedness of the abortion industry. The church will survive the entrenched corruption and sheer incompetence of our Illinois state government, and even the calculated disdain of the President of the United States, his bureaucrats in HHS, and the majority in today's federal Senate. May God have mercy. May God have mercy, especially on the souls of those politicians who pretend to be Catholic in church, but in their public lives, rather like Judas Iscariot, betray Jesus by how they vote and how they willingly cooperate with intrinsic evil. As Christians, we must love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us. But as Christians, we must also stand up for what we believe and be ready to fight to defend our faith. The days in which we live now require heroic Catholicism, not casual Catholicism. We can no longer be Catholics by accident, but instead be Catholics by conviction. In our own families, in our parishes, where we live and where we work, like that very first apostolic generation, we must be bold witnesses to the lordship of Jesus Christ. We must be a fearless army of Catholic men ready to give everything we have for the Lord who gave everything for our salvation. Remember that in past history, other governments have tried to force Christians to huddle and hide only within the confines of their churches, like those first disciples before the resurrection, locked together in the upper room. In the late 19th century, Bismarck waged his Kulturkampf, a culture war against the Roman Catholic Church, closing down every Catholic school and hospital, convent and monastery in Imperial Germany. Clemenceau, nicknamed the Priest Eater, tried to do the same thing in France in the first decades of the 20th century. Hitler and Stalin, at their better moments, would just barely tolerate some churches remaining open, but would not tolerate any competition with the state in education, social services, and health care. In clear violation of our First Amendment rights, President Obama, with his radical pro-abortion and extreme secularist agenda, now seems intent on following a similar path. Now, things have come to such a pass in our beloved country that this is a battle we could lose. But before the awesome judgment seat of Almighty God, this is not a battle where any believing Catholic may remain neutral.